Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you are new. My name is Chrissy and today I am refilming my January TBR. Yeah, I'm refilming this. I filmed this video, I filmed another video for you guys. Yeah, I have some other stuff coming. Finally, there is no audio in either one of those clips. Either one of those videos. Nothing. So now, the sun has gone down. I cannot find my ring light. So I'm using a plant grow light for some light so you guys can see me. So we're just rolling with the punches, okay? We're gonna film my TBR again. I already had 6 books picked out. I'm doing 6 because I'm not reading a whole heck of a lot right now. Which let me just go ahead and briefly talk about this. So I haven't posted it since probably July or August or something. I'm not entirely sure when my last monthly TBR video was, because that's all I posted last year. I filmed other videos, and for some reason, whenever I would go to edit them, I'm like, oh, I can't post this now, it's been too late. Don't know why I kept doing that. That's not happening this year. Y'all are getting videos whenever, and they might be a little behind, but it is what it is. I was in a book hangover the entire year last year, and I filmed a every book that I read in 2025 video. No audio. I gotta redo that video. That video I'm going to refilm a different day because I have time tomorrow before I go to work, so I'm probably gonna do it then. I'm not going to sit here for 3 hours filming again, so I'm gonna quickly go through this. But I basically went into a book hangover. Through September I read 1 book, and then after that I barely read. I literally, from September to December, read 5 books. So, I'm just not going to put a bunch of books on my TBR. I'm only going to do 6. That way, I don't feel as bad. That's what my average was last year for some reason. Every single month, I was reading on average 6 books. When the month prior to that, I was reading 12 books a month. So, I don't know what happened. But here we are. I am joined by Winston. You cannot see him. He is behind me. There he goes. He's behind me. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm using my TBR jar. I have some ideas of what we can do differently other than my TBR jar. 6 prompts, and we're going to kind of go rapid fire. I'm not going to explain books. I'm not very good at it. I don't know what half of these are about. I just see recommendations, and I'm like, that sounds good. Let's do it. Okay, book 1 is hardcover. All my hardcovers are up top here. I do have one behind me on my TBR shelf. And then I have a couple that are dispersed throughout my bookshelves, but I think I'm going to stick mostly to this TBR cart because this is where my top priorities are at, for the most part, top priorities. So I got a couple. I'm Medusa. This one I've been eyeing this one for a minute, but I'm also eyeing this one as well. This one is Immortal Consequences. This is a beautiful book, by the way. This one's a book of the month that I got a couple months ago, and then this one is a kind of recent purchase, like maybe a month or so ago, and it's also very beautiful. This is obviously about Medusa, so this is Greek mythology, and I'm definitely in my Greek mythology era at the moment, so I'm thinking I might pick this one up. This one right here does seem pretty interesting. This one does seem to be about trials from the looks of it, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and stick with I, Medusa. Prompt number 2. My cats are going to go in and out. They're kind of like, what are you doing in the corner, Mom? So, it is what it is. Booktuber loves. I haven't really watched a whole lot of book videos in the last few months because I haven't really been reading, but I've been binge watching Elle and Catherine again. I'm trying to catch up on all her videos. I binge watched Larry Reed's recently, so I'm just trying to catch up on everybody. I see a lot of people rave about this one. I know a couple people have raved about this series, so I want to actually finally pick this series up. I think this is a YA fantasy. I actually kind of enjoy YA fantasy. I don't know much about it at all, but I know this is 4 books, so I think I'm going to go ahead and pick this series up finally, and we're going to crack on with this one. Prompt number 3. Winston is like my producer right now. He's right behind. Second chance trope, which means it's going to be romance. I do believe this one right here is a second chance romance. Yep, she reaches out to her ex and asks him for a small favor. This is a second chance. I don't think I have any other ones on here that are second chance romances. I don't have a lot of romance on my TBR currently, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna go ahead and pick this one up. I have no idea what this is about. I do know it is musical based, and I saw she calls her ex up for a favor, and it's to date her. So fake dating, which is one of my favorite tropes. So book number 3. Sorry, I'm rapid firing through this. I'm sorry, but I filmed this video once more. Completely different TBR, but I'm like, I really didn't want to have to refilm this. That's the main thing. Highest rating. Don't know if you can see that, but it says highest rated. Okay, I got this prompt earlier, but it was the opposite where it said lowest rating, and I recorded my screen for that. I'm gonna do the same thing for this one, and it's already on the lowest rating setting because that's just how it is. So we're just going to go to my TBR. I have my entire physical TBR on here, and that's it. So right now it's on average rating at the lowest, so we're just going to click reverse. I cannot read 6 of Crows or Crooked Kingdom. I have not read Shadow and Bone. It is right here, right here. But the third one is Frederick Blackman's Beartown. So this will be book number 4. Book number 4. I did soft DNF this book last year. I briefly read it, got to probably chapter 8, and soft DNF'd it because I just wasn't feeling it at the time. But I have been really wanting to read this, and I really want to branch out this year. Hopefully the lighting looks a little bit better. I apologize. This lighting is horrible. I'm trying, guys. I don't know where my ring light went. But yeah, this is a fiction. I don't usually read fiction, so that is a completely out of my comfort zone, which is what we need. We need that in 2026. I plan on branching out. This is our last and final book. So we got a standalone. I know this one is a standalone, and I do want to get to this one as soon as possible. I think this is one of the only standalones that I know for a fact is a standalone, other than Good Spirits, which if I read this one, I need to read it now because we are getting really far away from Christmas, considering it has came and passed. I'm recording this like literally within the first week of January, so I need to read this now. So if I do this one, I need to do it now. I've heard nothing but good things about this. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and put Good Spirits on because I don't want to wait an entire year to read this book. That's what I did with Love Light Farms. I had that one on my shelf for like a year. I waited until Christmas time, and I loved that one. So I've heard nothing but good things. I really do like B.K. Borison. Both books that I've read from her so far have been 5 stars. So I think we're going to do this for our final book in the month of January. Hi guys, editing me here. I decided while I was editing this video to actually double check to see if this was really a standalone because I did not look it up when I filmed this video earlier. And this is not a standalone at all. I actually went on Goodreads and it shows that there is a second book planned. So that being said, because it is not a standalone, I am actually going to switch it out with The Obsession by Natasha Preston. Instead, this will be our standalone pick. I miscounted. We have one more book. My bad. This is our last and final book of the month. I thought there were 6. That's my fault. Anyway, last one is Out of Comfort Zone. The main one that's out of my comfort zone is kind of ironic that I said I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. And then I got the one that's out of my comfort zone. I would say Sunbringer would be the most out of my comfort zone. This is going to be the most out of my comfort zone because this is high fantasy, and I don't read a lot of high fantasy. But in order for me to read this one, I need to get a summary of book 1. I remember really enjoying book 1 of this trilogy, and I have book 1 and book 3 up there, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to read this one just yet. I was thinking about videoing it and picking a different prompt for a different book, but I think we're going to go ahead and finally pick this one up. It's about time for me to go ahead and get this trilogy done and over with. It is high fantasy, which is what makes it out of my comfort zone. I don't read a lot of high fantasy. I mostly read romantasy. That was our final book of the month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Double checking. This would be our TBR for the month, which is a lot of fantasy. So we have I, Medusa by Ayana Gray. We have An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. Never Over by Claire Gilmore. Beartown by Frederick Bachman. Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. And then Sunbringer by Hannah Kaner. We have mostly fantasy. We have 2 3 fantasy, 2 romance, and 1 fiction. That one, it was the most out of my comfort zone. But since I don't have any other fiction on my physical TBR, I have one other fiction that is on my Kindle that I could pick. But I'm going to stick with Sunbringer because I really do want to get this trilogy. It is going to be, it is pretty much in my goals to read this year. So my 26 books to read this year is to finally get this trilogy done. So we're just going to go ahead and roll with it. This is my new and updated TBR for the month of January. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I plan on doing a lot more videos, don't you worry. I have other stuff coming other than just monthly TBRs. I know that's all I did last year, but I have other things that I'm branching out of just doing reading videos or book videos, I guess you could say. So stay tuned for that. If you want to see that, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!